Hey, what's up guys? This is Juicy James, and today I'm going to show you how I made my basses for my new track, Mufasa. Um, it's got 3 layers in here. Here, I'll show you the drop first. Okay, so that's basically the sounds that I used. But to make that, each sound has 3 layers. A mid, a high, and a low layer. I made each layer in Serum, and then I did some processing in Ableton, as you can see through that. But yeah, if I just dive right into one of these Serum presets, here if I solo this, that's, God, the reverb on that's kind of really long, but yeah, this is a main preset that I used, and then I just pitched it up and down for the other layers, just up and down an octave on right here. But to make the sound, basically all I did was just, I forget which sample I used, but I dragged the sample onto this for the wavetable. You can see the wavetable kind of ends right there. I don't know why I didn't delete the ending of it, but these are the Lfos I used. This one doesn't really do much, just kind of adds some variance. This one adds like 2 variants for each of these. So basically what's happening here is, see what's actually happening here. Okay, so yeah, this preset is pretty much being FM'd by this oscillator, and then I just have the level going up and down, and then it's going through a comb plus filter. Yeah, you can see the LFO1 is actually modulating the mix of it, so kind of like bounces up and down like that. LFO1 is also affecting the hyper and dimension, which just kind of make the sound wider. And it's also modulating the reverb, just so then, like, when it's at the top here, there's no reverb, so the sound's kind of pulling through, and then as it kind of releases, it releases into like a big reverb. And then it also affects the compressor. So as it goes up, it makes the sound way louder, and as it goes down, it makes it more quiet. But yeah, that's pretty much the preset level of, not preset level, but the Serum level of what I did to make this sound. But to kind of get like that huge reverb, I shouldn't, sorry for talking during that, but the huge reverb thing at the end of this, I just dropped a over the top compressor. It should be right here. If you go to audio effects, multi-band compressor, OTT is right here. It just like brings out the reverb in pretty much any sound if it's kind of in the background. It's kind of hard to explain exactly what it does, but if you tinker around, I'm sure you can figure it out. But basically it makes the sounds that are kind of in the background of whatever synth or track you're putting it on. It pretty much brings those sounds out. So that's why I did to get that reverb out. And that's pretty much, you can see it in the automation lane right here. So yeah, that's what made that kind of really big sound right in here. And then, oh, that's just sidechain compression. And then, did I do anything else to this one? Okay, no. But when I got to do over on this track, I think it is, it kind of sounds like, basically I got the reverb, yeah, the reverb size just modulated. So it kind of like really messes, just kind of rips the sound pretty much everywhere. I don't know. It's really weird, but it sounded pretty cool. If I could get it to play. That's the high one. Yeah, it does that kind of, almost sounds like a disc is being scratched or something. But yeah, I turned on the OTT and then went to reverb size, and see it's just moving along there, and it kind of gives that sound. Same with this. It's just different modulations to it. Or yeah. And then I just have a sub bass underneath all of it. Some of this just makes it just sound better. I mean, I just mess around with some amps to bring out other sounds in the sub bass, just to kind of give it some character. You don't have to. I mean, turning it off, it just sounds like just a plain sub, but that kind of gives it that buzz. And then I did a pitch bend. I always just use the Serum sub. I know it's just a sine wave, but I don't know, it's just a quick go-to. And then I always set this to like 1 octave up or down for the pitch modulation. So in the automation lane, I just have it going down and then kind of like up in that section. Kind of sounded cool with amps. But yeah, and then for that second half though, for the second half of the drop, kind of sounds like this. Basically what I did is I just turned off these tracks until the reverb came in, and then I originally had excuse me, I originally had like some of these sounds layered in with the bass, and then it just kind of sounded pretty cool if I, kind of like made a beat with it for a while, and eventually came up with like a few loops and put them together. But yeah, all I did to this was just put it through vocoder, modulator, OTT, EQ, glue compressor, a little bit of reverb, and simple delay. Oh, that's just for the end right here, just to make it kind of flow into the next section. But yeah, that's pretty much how I made the sound. Now for the second half, I started messing around with some other stuff. You could see I took the same preset, and instead of just having 2 of these, I just added a third and pretty much, I don't know, just made it like a little bit more funky, kind of weird. And then I actually had an automation lane to turn the track off for some of them. So it actually comes out to be like this. But yeah, that was just kind of almost like a lazy way of not drawing in MIDI and just turning the track off, but it worked out. And then for my other sound, it's actually a very old sound. When I first started using Serum, I made this preset. It's just that, but through different octaves. I think the original preset had the filter on, which honestly doesn't really do much. I mean, it does a little, but nothing too major. But yeah, I honestly haven't really looked too far into this preset in a while, but it was just using the Matrixy C64 wavetable. I think this one came with Serum, and then I FM'd it, same thing. This one had a sub on it, but I high passed it afterward, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I pretty much did the same thing with the compressor, phaser, flange, hyper, and dimension. Yeah, that's pretty much how I made that sound. I just noticed that it was similar to the other sound I made, but just sounded lower. So yeah, that's just how I came up with like the new rhythm. It was all within the synth. Honestly, I didn't really have to do too much, just change a few things in the second drop, and that's pretty much it. And then it's the same. The rest in between, like the chords, it's just saws and plucks. I mean, it wasn't really too much, to that. It was just more of actually writing it. But yeah, most of the sound design obviously went into the drop, and that's how you make the presets. Oh, and then obviously to pitch it down, I don't know if I showed you this already, but you could pitch down this octave, I think. 1 second. Oh, I actually changed the pitch of the FMing octave rather than the wavetable octave, which is different, but kind of works similar. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that goes behind the drops in my new song. And oh, I guess I could show you the drums too. Yeah, it's just, there's honestly not too much. There's not too much really to explain with the drums. It's just that's weird. Oh, my hi-hats are sounding to something else. But yeah, there are hi-hats in the drop. Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's how you make the bass in my new song, Mufasa, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.